So, guys, today I wanted to address what's been going on in the gaming industry lately with all of these rumors of Microsoft first party titles going multi platform. In other words, going to the Nintendo Switch and the PlayStation, and why this is potentially a bad thing. So, there has been leaks and rumors in this past week where Microsoft first-party titles such as Hi-Fi Rush and Sea of Thieves were potentially coming to PlayStation and the Nintendo Switch. Which, hey, like, those are older games. Like, it makes sense for them to, go ahead and go multi-platform. That's not really a big deal. But these rumors have snowballed this past week into basically big name AAA titles such as the new Indiana Jones game and the Gears of War series and potentially Halo and Starfield, all going multi-platform. And for Starfield, basically after their DLC launches, and Indiana Jones and Hellblade 2, the Gears of War all being basically day one multi-platform games for the Nintendo Switch and PlayStation. And essentially, if those rumors are true, Microsoft would be going the way of Sega and becoming a third-party publisher. And if that's the case, I mean, it kind of goes to show that, hey, like, we know Microsoft hardware sales or consoles haven't been great, but, I mean, it's kind of just mind-boggling to me because Microsoft spent $70 billion to acquire, Activision Blizzard, and they didn't even give their, studios a chance to come out with pretty much exclusives to, help sell maybe more Xbox consoles. And also, it just feels like everything was kind of just riding on Starfield being this next big exclusive to sell consoles, and once that failed, this might be Xbox saying, yeah, we just give up, we're just gonna become a third-party publisher and, make our money back on investment. And I think in that regards that Xbox really just didn't give it a chance, because it's like, you're not going to receive a return on your investment right away. And I mean, and if you were only banking on Starfield to sell consoles and that didn't work out, and it's like, hey, we're out of the console hardware business, I just think that's kind of a stupid strategy. Now, guys, we also have to take this with a grain of salt. These are all just rumors, and maybe games such as just Sea of Thieves and Hi-Fi Rush are going multi-platform, and that's all that's really going to happen. So, kind of going on a side note here, and I'll pull it up for you guys. Phil Spencer came out with a tweet on X, or whatever you call it on X nowadays, responding to the rumors saying, "We're listening and we hear you. We've been planning a business update event for next week. We look forward to sharing more details with you about our vision for the future of Xbox. Stay tuned." So there is going to be something next week addressing what is going on. But for Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox, to come out and essentially say this, so we know that at least somewhat of the rumors have to be true, because if they weren't, Phil Spencer and Xbox would probably come out right away and quell these rumors, so it doesn't really stir up this, hysteria and paranoia for the Xbox, side of people and their consumers on their platform, and also just to damage the Xbox brand by doing this. So if at least some of these rumors are true, then it's just, hey guys, all these rumors just about all these Xbox first-party titles going to PlayStation and Nintendo, this is all just, flames, and we were worried about for nothing, which is what I hope happens. Because if all of these rumors are true, and Microsoft goes the way of Sega, and the Sega Dreamcast and becomes a third-party publisher, well, then that basically makes Sony a monopoly.
Public will be reorganized into the first galactic empire.
And that's bad for all gamers in general, guys. That's kind of what I'm worried about the most. I mean, me personally, like I have all three. I have the PC, I have a PlayStation, I have an Xbox, and I have a Switch. You know, I'm a big gamer. Gaming's one of my big time hobbies. Excuse me, guys. But if Xbox exits the hardware business, that essentially leaves Sony the only player left, and they basically can do whatever they want. The PS5 Pro that is going to probably be announced sometime, late this year or next year. If Xbox does this, and Sony can essentially say, hey, we're gonna charge, $800 to $1,000 on the PS5 Pro. The PlayStation Plus online service, hey, we're gonna charge you, $70 a month for you to subscribe to this now. Our quality of our first-party games, who cares? You know why? Because Sony's the only player you can go to. So who cares if there's no competition? You have no choice but to play on PlayStation. And I know what you guys are thinking, well, there's still PC, right? Well, the thing is, not everyone can afford a high-end $2,000 to $3,000 high-end gaming PC. And also, gaming on PC isn't just pick up and play. There's issues, and it's a little bit of work sometimes to play games because you got to configure a lot of things. And some people just want to pick up and play. And then the final point, guys, is that even if none of that matters and you still can play on PC, well, if all of these Xbox games are coming to PlayStation anyways, well, PlayStation's just going to have most of the games that you want to play. They'll have their own first-party studio games, which is what they have now, and then all of Xbox's games. And sure, PC has, their exclusives too, but if the majority of games can be played on PlayStation anyways, why not just buy a PlayStation? So, to wrap this up, guys, next week we're going to find out from Phil Spencer and Xbox exactly what's the future of Xbox is going to be, and I'm hoping that the rumors are false, and that if anything, just kind of minor indie games and minor kind of Xbox exclusives are just going multi-platform, and that's it. But I guess we'll see, guys. I mean, I think it's kind of crazy that next week this might be the end of Xbox as a console, and for me too, I think this is a bad move for all of gamers. And it's just, I just think Xbox, if this is the case, like Xbox could just never get it right with naming their consoles to these weird names like the Series X and the Series S and Xbox One X and like all these just out of nowhere names, and just, not being able to develop just good party exclusives, and just Phil Spencer, I think, just has been kind of a laissez-faire type of leader for Xbox, where, just him coming out with that statement that, good first-party exclusives aren't going to sell consoles because people already established with their libraries.
Out there, I see commentary that if you just build great games, everything would turn around. It's just not true that if we go off and build great games, all of a sudden you're going to see console share shift in some dramatic way. We lost the worst generation to lose in the Xbox One generation, where everybody built their digital library of games.
Now, that's completely false. I think that if Xbox came out with a good party exclusive, let's say that Starfield was a good first party exclusive, it was a 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10, instead of being like a mid, level game. Yeah, I think that some people would buy an Xbox specifically for that game. Okay, yeah, that's not gonna drive everyone to buy an Xbox, but guess what? There are people that are buying your Xbox for that game, and then it keeps snowballing. Then you come out with more good first-party exclusives. Then Halo Infinite didn't work out. Say the next Halo turns out to be a banger. It's a 9 out of 10, a 10 out of 10. Well, then a lot more people. I know a lot of people who love the Halo franchise who will buy Xboxes just for that game, and then Gears, and then so on and so forth. You know, Avowed. I'm trying to think of more. Doom. You know, imagine all of these first-party exclusive games become bangers. Call of Duty is day one free on Game Pass. All of this snowballs into people buying Xboxes, and then next thing you know, you're on top of the console wars. But you know, it's just that, you know, these first-party games that Microsoft has been trying to put out, you know, that's kind of the main thing, is that they just haven't been really that great. So people, you know, aren't, you know, really interested in playing, you know, these subpar games, where when PlayStation comes out with God of War and Horizon and Spider-Man, and they're all 9 out of 10 games, well, that's what's selling the consoles right there, is that their first-party games are all just straight up, you know, they're all bangers. They're all great games, Ghost of Tsushima. And so that's driving console sales. So, you know, once again, guys, I might be worried for nothing. The main thing is, like, I know, you know, really, you know, it's, people are thinking, you know, why is this, you know, such a big deal if all Microsoft first-party games go multi-platform? Like, you know, it doesn't seem like it's a big deal, but you know, it could be if this is true, and in the long run, guys, like, competition is how everybody wins, because it pushes innovation, it pushes fair prices to consumers, because you have other options. So if Microsoft goes Sega and Sony's the only player left, you know, everyone basically loses, and you know, Sony can then do whatever they want. So guys, we'll find out next week exactly what the future of Xbox holds. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you like and subscribe. I plan to come out with more content and videos as well, as you know, as I've been saying, and will do. So thank you guys again, and I'll see you in the next video.